The debate and the tenor of debate has been divisive, at times racist, and it has caused a lot of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who've stepped forward to promote a Yes campaign personal hardship because of the way they've been treated in the public discourse. You've been watching all of that. What do you make of it?
Well, it saddens me. It seriously does sadden me that that division and acrimony has crept in to the debate. But what further worries me is this goes to the very fabric of our civil exchanges as a democratic nation. This is not just about the Aboriginal referendum here. This is about the nature of our civic society. This is about how the polity of our country is governed and run. And this will affect us into the future as the modus operandi of what and who is accountable in the way they conduct public discourse. And that's the bigger worry, and most people haven't woken up to that as yet, I don't think, because it's so obfuscated in the process. But it does worry me that there's no baseline here. This is run through social media. You can say anything. It's deemed to be truth. It's seen to be of value. There's no weighting of the arguments. There's no real analysis of the arguments. There's no historical dimension. There's no acceptance of his history. There's no acknowledgement of the legacy that history has created. There are consequences from colonisation. There are serious consequences.
Well, let's address that, because at the National Press Club, it was the Shadow Minister for Indigenous Australians, Jacinta Nampijinpa Price, who said on that platform she didn't think there were negative impacts from colonisation. What's your response to her view?
Well, I look to the serious social dislocation on many of the social indicators that Aboriginal people now sit in. Now, if we were in the promised land that some people might want to suggest we're in, then why are we having such high rates of suicides? Why are we having so many of our kids being taken away and put into out-of-home care? Why is there so much domestic violence and internal violence within our societies? Why are we living in poverty? Why are we still suffering from mental health problems? And why are our kids the victims of drug and alcohol, opportunities that society offers? So we're not in the Garden of Eden here. There are the consequences of how we came to be colonised, and they have to be dealt with. And so the benefits that have come through civilisation or through colonisation or whatever the brand you want to put on it are well and good. They're good things. No one's denying them. But there are legacy issues and responsibility and accountability issues for how you've taken someone else's country and subjugated them to the policies that you have. Assimilation, control, management, domination, determination of their futures, taking kids away, stolen generations. All of those things have consequences from the first point of taking their lands and subjugating them to the policies of government to achieve the objective, which is the benefits that the society now enjoys.
When the National Party came out very clearly and said they would be campaigning for a no vote, and then the Liberal Party followed and said very clearly they would be campaigning for a no vote, with your deep understanding of the history of constitutional change in this country, at that point in the process, did you ever think it would be better to hold back and not proceed with this referendum now?
I paused for a moment because I thought, well, yes, that would be something to do. But then I said, well, this question of recognition goes back well before my time. It goes back to the leaders that I've admired, Vincent Lingiari's, the Mr. Coopers, Mr. Ferguson, Patton, Pearl Gibbs, Doug Nicholls, the Pilbara Strikers. It goes back to a long way of struggle for recognition. And I've been party to, and I've had the privilege to be on committees where we've tried to grapple with this. How do we get the Australian public? I chaired the Reconciliation Council for, 6 years of its existence, trying to find common ground. Work with the wonderful deceased now Rick Farley you know, trying to find common ground between pastoralists, Aboriginal people and pastoralists, and many other industry groups, miners and others. So the importance of recognising the First Peoples in this country is significant for the nation. It's a significant matter for the nation, not just for the Aboriginal people. And that's what people are going to have to ask themselves on the 15th of October. Have we dealt with this legacy issue of denying the First Peoples of this country, or have we actually owned up to it? And have we acknowledged that? And therefore we're not going to bequeath, we're not going to hand that legacy on to our future generations. We're going to put a stop to that lie, and we're going to set down a new foundation upon which we can build.